Hey guys, welcome to Denny's. Today, we're going to be kicking off the third episode in the weekly Loot Cave series, a series where I basically bring you guys the most notable loot drops each week in the first Descendant, which missions are the best to most efficiently farm those loot drops, and more specifically this week, we'll be covering the week of July 30th to August 6th, so stay tuned. Before we get into it, guys, as ever, remember to like the video if I helped you in any way at all. Comment any feedback you have for me and for the series in general, and subscribe only if you feel that I've earned it. If not, next time I will, so stay posted to the channel. And don't forget, we launched the Denny's Community Discord as well. Link is in the description. And lastly, guys, I am live on Twitch every single day. I'd absolutely love if you guys could stop by, say hello. It's been an amazing time chatting with every single one of you, theorizing builds, answering questions, and just all around having a good time. My Twitch link, twitch.tv/AustinDees, is in the description below. And without further ado, let's hop right into the weekly loot cave for this week. Don't forget to use timestamps and video chapters to your heart's content. So first things first, we're going to cover the external components dropping this week. As you can see on screen here with this handy dandy graphic we've got, it is an auxiliary power week as well as a memory week, or refrigerator, some say. Starting off with my preferential roles on the memory, this is a pretty important piece, guys. You're going to want either max HP or max shield for the main stat. Your choice, obviously. And then as far as secondaries, we're going to want MP recovery 100%, as this is the biggest stat for most builds that work off of MP. And less importantly, follow that with either your choice of def or shield recovery in combat. The second role here is not as important, but honestly, it's just, the rest are kind of useless in my opinion as well. Obviously, you can go for your niche build if something works out, but yeah. And we have our farming role of choice being the gold drop rate and the firearm proficiency gain, as you can see there. And then next up, we've got the obviously the auxiliary power this week. The main role on this guy, again, your call, but I prefer max HP or shield over defense. And the most important roles you can get on this as far as secondaries are going to be max HP by far, followed by the MP recovery out of combat role. This is insane for Lepic specifically. Bunny also, this does help. Just a huge quality of life increase for skill usability. Obviously, it helps with many MP based Descendants, but those two are the most we see played right now. Following that up with the farming role of choice, we've got a Kuiper drop rate increase modifier, as well as the module drop rate increase modifier, but solid choices if you are just farming away anyway. So now I would like to get into the most efficient mission this week for the auxiliary power. We've got it dropping in Vespers this week over in the ruins. The mission of choice this week is going to be another extermination mission. We've got a really solid mission here. It's because it's right next to the fast travel point, and it starts and ends very close to where the mission beacon is, the start beacon. So I was netting anywhere from 3 to 8 aux powers here every single run, and they do not take long at all. As far as the build of choice, you already know. I'm going to say bunny, get your farming bunny out. No need for high voltage here, just some decent damage range mods, and that should do the trick. Valby's obviously a good pick for this one, especially if you guys are picking, trying to level up your Valby this week. Definitely not a bad pick. All right, and second, we will cover the memory farm this week, located in the forward base of Hagios. As you can see on screen here, I'm going to recommend the Broadband Fleet Beacon mission for this farm for this week. Now, this mission is a mixture of a couple of missions, the specifically Exterminate, Destroy, and Barrier Deactivation. A few ways you can make this mission more efficient would include bringing more than one player, but more importantly, aborting the mission when the mob spawns start to slow down a little bit. But you absolutely don't have to do this. The mission is pretty quick and will most definitely provide you with anywhere between 6 to 10 ultimate memories per run easily. It's just, having those two, having an extra person or aborting can make it potentially a little bit quicker. Next up, we're going to cover some of the notable reactor drops this week. And boy, is it a spicy one. We're going to start things off with Bunny's General Rounds and Singular Electric Reactor this week. So dropping from the shipment base in White Knight Gulch. This is going to be the easiest week to farm for a bunny reactor, as it is the world-renowned Fortress Outskirts mission. Now, this mission was nerfed a while back. However, it is still extremely good for farming, and the fact that you are now getting Bunny's reactor dropping from this is amazing. So no other mission will come close to this for this week, making it an incredible loot cave or an incredible choice for Bunny's reactor. And then next we are going to talk, next reactor we're going to talk about is Freyna's Tech and General Rounds reactor. As you can see again on screen, dropping from the Frozen Valley in Fortress. The mission of choice for this one is going to be the Barrier Deactivation mission, the Command Relay. Not only are you farming a really important material for researching energy activators at the same time, but you're getting a ton of enemy spawns in a very short amount of time. I was netting anywhere from 5 to 10 ultimate reactors from this mission easily every single run. Another good reactor this week is Lepic's General Rounds and Tech Reactor. Now, it's not as good as the last time we had a General Rounds Fire Tech Reactor available. That was the anticipated ambush mission, but it's not looking terrible this week. It's going to be located in Timberfall in the zone of Vespers. Now, every single mission here, bar one of them, kind of sucks. So we're going to be going with that one over on the northwest side, the power shutdown mission called Timberfall Power Facility. And this is going to be, honestly, of all of them, the best mission. It starts up and ends very close to where the beacon is, so and it makes it a decent farm. You'll net anywhere from 3 to 6 probably. You can get higher. I was just netting around 3 to 6 ultimate reactors here per run. And then next up, we've got Viessa's reactor. For all of her abilities, bar her 4th ability, the General Rounds, Chill, and Fusion Reactor. Available from Starfall Road and Hagios this week. And like last week, there is a mission here that we will farm right next to the main fast travel point. It's called the Ancient Quantum Facility. But to farm this as efficiently as possible, you're going to want to abort the mission right as it tells you to go inside the cave after you've done the exterminating and bomb planting. If you do that, you'll net a ton of these things very quickly, and it is right next to where the mission start beacon is, so it's a decent farm for sure. And guys, I do want to mention a bonus mention for Blair's reactor farm this week, since he is getting a buff. Unfortunately, it's located in the hatchery this week. Both missions are kind of widespread and not the best for farming. But if I were to choose one, it would be the upper hatchery mission right next to the main fast travel point. You could abort the mission halfway through to make it a bit more efficient, but yeah, just a bonus mention for Blair there since he is getting buffed. And then lastly, for the reactors, we've got a very, very important one, as this is Valby's reactor. And as we all know, tomorrow we've got the release of Ultimate Valby, so this is probably going to be a highly farmed zone this week. Let's look at the most efficient mission to run for the non-attribute and dimension reactor available, as you can see on screen, from the Muskeg Swamp and Echo Swamp. And unfortunately, this is one of the worst zones for farming reactors, as there is only 2 missions, and both of them are extremely mid-tier, but we're going to be going with the Tree of Truth multi-seizure. It just ends up spawning more mobs, guys, so it's a simple choice this week. But definitely jump in here and farm your Valby sensors for tomorrow, as we do have the Ultimate Valby coming out. And yeah, if you don't already have one, definitely jump in here and get one. I also wanted to throw another bonus mention in here, guys. There are quite a few impact and special rounds as far as the reactors that are dropping this week from really good spots. If you guys just remember to take a look, I'm not going to go over all of them. It would go quite long, but just remember to take a look in the loot difficulty, the loot screen of the difficulty map. So when you hit, map, you can hit F. That'll take you to the loots that's dropping. You can select what rounds you want to farm, and notably the special rounds and impact rounds have some good electric and non-attribute this week, so something to keep an eye out for, especially if you're running hand cannons at all. I just wanted to throw that in to make sure to remind you guys to do that. And then other than that, guys, that has been the video for the weekly loot cave episode 3. Massive shouts out to anyone who stayed this far into the video. I appreciate it more than you know. I hope you guys all get the god rolls you need this week and enjoy the new update. Have a great rest of your guys' day, great rest of your night, wherever you're at. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out. Goodbye.